Well, I bet you can't guess where this package came from. It's not like it's written all over the box. Yes, this came from eBay. One of my subscribers sells Gundam models on eBay, and there's a couple of them I wanted, and he had them on there, and the prices were good, so I bought them. Now, it might take me a minute to open this box, because, well, he taped it up pretty good there. I know there's a note in there. The note is for me. It's not for YouTube. He told me as much. I have the note there. Okay, I'm going to read that later because it's really not for public consumption. But, getting back to this, let's see what's in the box, shall we? Now, I only bought 2 models, so he sent me a third one just for being nice, I guess. So there is an SD Super Deformed Gundam Barbatos here. And what else do we have here? These are both real grade kits. I wanted the 2 real grade kits. Okay? And we're going to pull them out and take a look at what's there. But he gave me a free Gundam Barbatos. I cannot be upset about that at all. I'm going to put that to good use. Okay? First up is the Justice Gundam. Let me get the camera in a little bit better, because we would like to see this better, I think. Wouldn't all of you? Now, these are real grade kits. Basically, Gundam models come in 4 or 5 different grades. You've got HG, which is high grade. You got SD, which is super deformed. You have MG, which is master grade. Now, HG is 1/144 scale. So is the real grade kits. They're the same scale as the HG kits. These are just much more detailed, much highly detailed. There's limited runs on these, and they are much nicer kits than the HG kits. Okay? Then you got your master grade, which are 1/100 scale, and then you got perfect grade. Okay? Perfect grade is 1/60th scale. Perfect grade has the same kind of detail as real grade, better detail than real grade. And they're usually $200-300 each. So you don't really see too many of those running around because they're expensive. The reason they're expensive is there's like 10 pounds of plastic in that box. And it's a big box. Look at the Strike Freedom review I did. That's the same scale as a perfect grade. The box is a little bit smaller in a perfect grade. It isn't quite as detailed as a perfect grade. Okay? Most perfect grades aren't lit up. Only the Unicorn and the Banshee are lit up from Bandai. And so is the Strike Freedom one I reviewed, but that's not a perfect grade. And we have the Freedom Gundam. Now, the Freedom Gundam, you know, Strike Freedom, yeah, this is the same one as that one I reviewed a little while ago. Okay? It's right here. We have 2. Now, this, I don't remember the anime this came from, but they both were in the same show, the Justice and the Strike Freedom. When you look in the box, you can see Bandai's usual different colored plastics. Now, one thing about these real grade kits, Bandai does some weird molding technology on them. I know they're doing multiple runs on the mold so that things fold together. They're already... This is a leg, and it's already there. All the joints that allow it to bend are already there in this leg. Okay? It's unique. I mean, if you go back and look at the Zaku 2 kits I built, you'll see some of that. The inner frame on these guys are just amazing. Okay, there are some clear kit parts. It is molded in color. It comes with stickers, unfortunately. Decals are far and few in between for these sort of things. And there are an awful lot of stickers there, close to 100. When we start looking, we see more parts. How many runners are on this guy? An awful lot of runners on this guy. Very different colors, too. Okay. And And on some of these perfect grade kits, I mean real grade kits, the hands are actually jointed, which at that scale is really amazing. Let's take a look at the directions. This isn't supposed to be a complete out-of-box review. This is only supposed to be a look to see what's in the box. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 sprue from the looks of it. 11 different sprue. There's a picture of the inner frame too. Basically, you build the frame and then you put the armor parts on the frame. That's how this works. That's the way the perfect grade and most of the master grade kits work. The high grade don't always work that way. Sometimes the armor is the leg. Well, that's because of what you're paying for. The high grade kits tend to be a little bit cheaper. So we're flipping through this to see what's going on. This thing has a massive backpack that turns into a wing. You can see it right there. Okay. I wonder if it comes with a stand. Most likely it does not come with a stand. These things usually do not. I'll be able to look in a second. No, it didn't come with the stand. But he rides on the wing. And the wing can become his backpack too. Okay. So here's the marking guide. And that is what a marking guide it is. I'm going to see if I can find decals. I found decals for the Zaku. Might be able to find decals for this, might not. You never know. But decals would be much better for this than those stickers. The stickers are fine, they're just too thick. They definitely stick up and you can see them, whereas the decal would conform better. Let's see what we got here. Okay? The real grade kit for the Freedom. And again, this is the same Freedom as the 1/60th scale over there. This is just 1/100 scale. And we got a huge sheet of stickers again, and I'm not a fan of the stickers. I wish they'd do Gundam kits, what they do with the Star Wars kits, and just throw in a decal sheet. Couldn't cost them that much more, and I don't think anyone would get upset with a little increase in price to get that extra little bit there. Now, one of the things about this guy is he has a huge backpack on him, and I bet there's some balancing issues with him. Okay. Beam sabers. Another set of stickers. 2 sheets of stickers for this thing. That's a little extreme in my opinion. Got the hiccups all of a sudden. That's fun. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sprue on this one. Looks like it's the same inner frame. Wouldn't surprise me if it is, to be honest with you. That would make their engineering cheaper. Build the same frame for a lot of these kits, and you can see him posed out in different forms with the inner frame. And you usually start with the legs on these things and build them first, and that's true for both these models. The directions are per T International. And railgun and wing unit. It has a wing unit. The wing unit can fold or open. You can see it's folded here. I'm skipping pages. Shame on me. Looks like the wing unit is half the model. Probably half the model by weight. I know with the Strike Freedom 1/60th scale, the one I reviewed before, that wing unit is exactly half the weight of the model. And that does present some issues. There's some parts on... These are snap kits. And to be honest with you, some of these parts I would glue on. And with the Strike Freedom, there's a couple of pins to hold that wing unit on the model. You want to glue them on. You don't want to snap fit them because they'll break. There's too much weight on those wings. In fact, it might be a good idea to replace them with brass tubes if you can. I'll have to look at it if and when I ever build it. Because, you know me, I build like 2 models a year. Wow, this thing looks like it has a lot of guns, though. Look at that. And we'll have the marking guide back here, and you will spend most of your time putting markings on these things. Now, one thing about these high-grade kits, they are done in such a way that if you're careful and you're good, you won't have to paint them. And that's the honest thing. There's this inner frame thing again, and this leg is fully jointed. When you cut it out, you're going to fold a few pieces together, and it's going to bend, just like a leg would. Pre-molded on there. They had to have run that through the mold 3 or 4 times. They're doing some weird molding process. They have to. We've had discussions about that when I built the Zaku. Okay? So there's the Freedom Gundam. And coming up, I'm going to go ahead and open up the SD Gundam Barbatos. Okay, now he's tiny. Usually these can be bought for $5 or $6 if you know where to look. Shipping's what kills you with them. Okay, there's not a lot of parts to them. They're fun if you're bored one afternoon and you just want to build something. You don't want to fuss with painting and you don't want to fuss with much. Grab one of these. Get a pen, a micron pen, and some turpenoid, because the turpenoid will thin the micron pen. And you can panel line it and a little bit of touch with oil paints here and there, and it looks good. It'll look just like that. And you don't have to paint it. Now, I'm not saying, some of you are like, yeah, but part of the fun is painting it. Yes, part of the fun is painting it. But sometimes you just don't want to. Sometimes you just want to build it. Okay? And he comes with a big sword and a big club. That's basically what this thing came with. Big sword and a big club. And a gun. No beam sabers. They didn't have beam sabers in this anime for some reason. Looks like he's pretty posable too, even though he's an SD. Okay? And one of the things about these SDs is their weapons could be used with the high-grade kits. Not the high-grade, the no-grade kits. They were trying to get you to buy both. Alright? So there's a quick look. There's only like 15 parts in the whole thing. Unlike the real grade kits that have more like 300 parts in them. In a small little model. Well, there you go. There's a look at what came out of the box from eBay. Now, he's kind of a private person. I'm going to ask him if he wants the link to his eBay store on there. If he does, I'll put it. If not, I'm going to keep it personal. I'm sure all of you can understand that. I'm going to ask him before I put the video up. Prices are reasonable. Like everything on eBay, you gotta watch, but I didn't have an issue with the price on it. It was, like I said, reasonable. The biggest problem with eBay is shipping costs, but you pay shipping costs anymore for anything these days, just because you do. Alright, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take Mr. Hands here and do something else with him. I'll be back in a bit. I hope you enjoyed the video.